Hi everybody, welcome to our Sunday evening video series. This is the last one for 2013, and it is my privilege to bring it to you. We are on behavior number 6, be curious and use your imagination. Think of new ways to tackle opportunities and challenges. Keep asking, how can I do this better? Don't settle for the easy answer or the answer someone wants to hear. Offer ideas and solutions that haven't already been imagined. One thinks of imagination, especially those of us with younger children, you think of Disney World and fantasies and things that aren't real. Um, I think for imagination and business, I think what that really means is being creative, looking for new ways to solve problems, to help our clients achieve their goals, and to run this organization in a way that is not limited by what we perceive to be our reality. Um, it's thinking outside the box. And when you say thinking outside the box, I know that term or that expression is used over and over and over again. Think outside the box. Think outside the box. What does that really mean? I think, in looking at what's been written on imagination and creativity in the business environment, what it means is to look at something with a fresh pair of eyes. And in order to look at something with a fresh pair of eyes, you have to strip away your preconceived notions. So, you've got a particular problem that your client has or that you have, and you're like, oh, it just looks like there's a roadblock. It looks like there's a dead end, right? It just, you just, there's no way you're gonna be able to come up with a solution. So what it means is to take a step back, shed that conclusion that there's nothing you can do about it, and then do things to help spark your imagination, whether it's go for a run if that's your thing, take a long hot bath if that's your thing, and maybe do some research on the topic or a piece of the problem, and all of a sudden, and open your mind, and all of a sudden ideas will start to flood in. And so imagination is hard when you are deep into the rat race of what you're doing, and you're on that treadmill. But what the experts will say is you kind of have to take a step back and look at the problem with fresh eyes. Because every situation can really be looked at and looked at differently, depending on who you are and what frame of mind you're in at the time you look at it. It's kind of like optical illusions. So here's an example of an optical illusion. I can do this right in the there we go. So some of you may look at this and see one thing, and some of you may look at it and see another. Two possibilities would be, here is one. Some people will look at it and see two faces. And if I was organized on my desk, other people would look at it and see, I'll have to outline it because I don't know where it is on my desk, a vase, right? So you see a vase. They say that the more concrete of a thinker that you are with respect to that particular optical illusion, the more likely you are to see the vase as opposed to the two faces. So it's looking at a problem from a different perspective with a clear head and maybe doing a little research to help spark your ideas and your thought processes. An example of that I can give you on a personal level. Oh, here's I found my vase. Anyway, personal example that I could give you with respect to using your imagination has to do with my crazy son Jack and his Christmas list. He put on his Christmas list these Philly sunglasses, Oakley Philly sunglasses. And okay, I live under a rock, didn't really realize what Oakleys were. I mean, I heard the name, but I didn't realize that they were a high-end sunglass. So I usually try and nix things off the list that are cost prohibitive before the letter goes to Santa. But I, not knowingly, knowing what he was actually asking for, approved this to go on the list. That didn't mean he had to have it, but chances are, he was really looking forward to it because, he hadn't gotten this nixed off the list. Now, when I went to do my homework on this, and I went to Christmas shop at 2 o'clock in the morning on Amazon, I discovered that what he had put on his list was north of $200. And of course, nobody in their right mind would spend $200 on a pair of sunglasses for an 8-year-old, especially not this mom. But thinking to myself, God, that just seems so odd. So I Googled Philly sunglasses, and sure enough, I found this pair that had the little P on it that looked just like the Oakleys. But guess what? They were only $9.99. So then I was like, now I'm getting, pretty proud of myself that I found this $10 option. And I'm like, Oakley. So I Googled the word Oakley, and sure enough, I see replacement cases. Because he had mentioned when he was talking about this on his list that he thought the case was really cool. So sure enough, who knew that Oakley, they sell just Oakley cases. So for 1999, I was able to buy an Oakley case. So now for a grand total of $30, we were able to come up with these Oakley sunglasses that he was very, very pleased to get on Christmas morning. And of course, like I said, he had no idea what the value of these things were to begin with. And it was a way to creatively solve the problem. Now, I know some of you are thinking this was deceitful, but there is a clause with respect to children that you are allowed to be deceitful. Just saying. Anyway, so what are we talking about here? We're talking about not stopping when you feel you've hit a wall, right? That's outside the box. That's outside the four corners of your thought process. And so take a look at all of the things that you do every day and take a fresh look. Clear your heads and take a fresh look at it. And let's look towards 2014 as an outstanding, creative, imaginative year and great success for everyone. So Happy New Year and safe travels to everyone, and we'll see you next year. Thanks.